Hello, Artemis here. So I've just finished doing the Timekeepers application, and I thought I'd tell you a bit about it. There's same story as before. There's 3 tabs. These tabs are blank because we're not connected. On the left-hand side is your login and connection to the database. On the right-hand side is some options and a couple other things. Down the bottom is a refresh button, which won't work until we're connected. So let's connect. I've got a little test session here. We'll just stay with that. Bit of info appears on the status bar down the bottom. The refresh button now is enabled and can be used. If we go to the second tab, we can see our events and heats. And as we move through our events and heats, the status bar gives us a little update. If we go to entrance, we can see the people and the lanes that they're in. And obviously if it's not filled, you don't get to see some stats and information. So at the moment they've got times. So this controller over the side here has got a couple of special buttons. C stands for clear. This is backspace, and that's a special one, which allows us to drag the number, their race time, and just throw it up into this window. You can't edit in this window. So let's clear that. So if I was to enter a time, say 54:23, you notice it fills it from right to left. And again, only 2 decimal places. You can change that. If you want to enter 3 decimal places, sure, we just change that little box. You can go all the way down to 0 if you wish. So if we're at 3, we can now put another decimal place in. It's that easy. 2 is the accepted norm for humans recording race times. You only have 3. You only have 3 if you're using sort of like Olympic touch pads and stuff, or timing pads. The Swim Club Meet, of course, works with thousands in its database, so that's why you see thousands as their personal best and time to beat. And here we go with our backspace key. So anyway, we were entering a time, and I got distracted. 54 to 0. There you go. And so we'll post that, and now we have 54:200. If, for instance, that's a bad time or you want to clear it, there's a button to do that. Clear that. Same, we can clear down here, etc. If a heat or a new event was added, then that's what our refresh button is for. And what else we got? Stick to lane. Let's look at that. So generally there's a grand time key just going from one lane to the other, getting the time codes in. But if you were a really rich club and you had millions of tablets, you could give every timekeeper a tablet on each lane. So if you were capturing the time for lane 5, you might want to, every time you move through events, to be there prepped on lane 5. So here we go to freestyle 25 meters, and we're here stuck on lane 5. So if I move to another lane, that's quite possible, but changing events again, it just brings us back to lane 5 consistently all the time. I did have another feature I used to call super glue, which meant you couldn't actually get out of lane 5. You were stuck there. You couldn't move to these other lanes. But I just felt, that it's just sort of a fine control. It's not a heavy control over what you're doing. So that's what stick to lane is all about. And one final point worth mentioning is that when you go full screen, and I'll do that by double clicking, and I'll just go show you the full screen with OBS. It zooms, so just the same as the Marshall app, it zooms everything, scales everything up. So if you're on a tablet, you've got you don't have to worry about it if you've got big fingers and thumbs. It's easy for you to use the touchscreen, find things and see things. Yep. And we'll unzoom. And I think that's about it, really. There's not much else there for me to say. I have, like, this entering a race time, it's always been a bit of a problem, you know, how you should do it, what's the easiest way, etc. And I've come to the conclusion that you don't want to be in a little pokey edit box trying to put numbers in. You just want to, this is like as quick as you can go, I think. Keyboard and touchpad and all work as well. Or just clicking here with the mouse, all that works. So your data entry can be just via the keyboard if you really wish. And yeah, so there you go. That's the Timekeeper app, now ready for SQLEXPRESS 2022. Okay, we'll catch you on another one.